So the Indian government has issued an advisory to entities that run AI platforms like ChatGPT or Gemini, which is Google, and Llama, which is Meta, saying that they'll be required to seek official permission before launching any AI product in the nation. Now, according to moneycontrol.com, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar has said that this particular shift, this signals that we are moving to a regime when there a lot more rigor will be required before a product is launched in the country. And he's saying that, you don't do that with cars or microprocessors. And why is it that for such transformative technology like AI, there are no guardrails between what is in the lab, which means what is being tested, and what goes out to the public, which means what is available in the public domain for us to try. Now, the advisory was sent on the 29th of February, and these intermediaries, as they are, have been instructed to ensure immediate compliance, and they have to submit a comprehensive report about compliance on the actions they're taking to the ministry within 15 days. Now, if they want to deploy a model that is error-prone, then they have to label it as being under testing, and they have to take government permission and explicitly seek confirmation and consent of the user that it is basically an error-prone platform. They can't just come back later and say that it is under testing. That's what Mr. Chandrasekhar believes, right? So this move basically follows a recent controversy involving Google's Gemini model, which generated an uproar in India over its response to to a query regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where a user posted a screenshot of a chat response where they asked whether he is a fascist, and it responded that he has been accused of fascism and gave some details about who said what, etc. Right? So Google was pulled up for this. Now, Google had responded to this particular instance saying that they've worked quickly to address this issue, and that Gemini is built with creativity as a creativity and a productivity tool, and may not always be reliable when it comes to responding to some prompts about current events, political topics, or evolving news items. This is something that we are constantly working on improving, Google has said. And frankly, they're right. Most of these tools, how I see it, are not repositories of facts. These tools are basically creative in nature. Now, firstly, Minister Chandrasekhar actually knows these things. He knows that outputs are always accurate. He has expertise in technology. He's in semiconductors and IT. And so he knows that they're based on training data and probability. So they can hallucinate, they can show results with lower probability. Secondly, with open source models, AI models, right, such an advisory will basically mean that those who don't have permission could be acted against. So there are going to be hundreds of deployments, including many Indian companies. I was at a founders get together in Gurgaon yesterday with about 15 odd people who are working on AI and building their own. So Indian companies are working on rolling out their own AI. So this kind of red tape is unexpected and unwarranted because of one instance which frankly we need to discuss in more detail. So an AI output is not a dissemination to the public. It's a private chat between a person and a bot. So it can depend on training data, on weights, the prompt that the user gives, and sometimes someone can give a context and then 3-4 questions, 3-4 conversation points down the line, ask something. So do we know enough here on how this output that caused an uproar was actually achieved? We don't. Thirdly, I don't understand what the law is here. Under what law is this advisory issued? Is it legally binding? Why does compliance have to be reported? There has been no regulation, no public consultation. This is not an ordinance issued by the government. It's not an amendment to the IT rules. It's not under the IT Act. So what is the new structure of government permission of AI products? Under what law is it issued? Where is the legal basis for such an advisory? I mean, if the minister could clarify this, that would be great. That being said, I'm not saying that AI shouldn't be regulated, but we need to have a proper consultation on this over safeguards, over copyright bias in AI. not just a knee-jerk reaction like this to address one political issue.